15 miles north of Budapest, the Germans are starting to build one last defensive line during the siege of Budapest. It is February 1945, and the Soviets will be assaulting in less than 15 minutes. Hello again, friends and fans. Raptor here, and welcome back to the front here in Men of War Assault Squad 2. If you want to download this mod and play for yourself, make sure you check down below in the description in order to download it today. We're going to go into slow motion here, so that way we can set up our defensive line, and over the next few battles or few videos, we'll be seeing this full battle take place as we have a lot to do to prepare for the Soviet attack. Alright, if you haven't already, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button to let me know you'd like to see more of this content here today, and let the mod makers know that they have your full support. There are a lot of different assets and custom buildings in this mod, things that you wouldn't see traditionally in Men of War Assault Squad, so there's a lot of great buildings and different types of structures and I guess little defensive areas and rocks that are very new and refreshing to see with a lot of the mods that this one takes to play. Without further ado, we're going to go ahead and immediately start setting up our defensive line. As you see back here, we have ourselves Tiger 2s, Panthers, we have Tigers and Panzer 4s and Pack 40s and other things that we can call up for reinforcement as well. So let's get to it right away. Alright, if we look over on the left side, we see that there's a lot of areas for soldiers to defend, and we even have a couple of troops here that are next to an MG42, and that's going to be the case across this entire front, as we have Flak 88s that need to be occupied as well. But more importantly, one of the most important things I would say in Men of War Assault Squad if you're defending is to slow the enemy down by putting down mines. So I'm going to take a quick second here to find where our mines are placed, and it looks like here we go. We found it. That's exactly what we're looking for. If you play this mod for yourself, remember to look for these types of things here. AT mines and such are going to be extremely important to put down ahead of time, since you can't call out any sort of engineering trucks. Now, I put the game into slow, so that way we have plenty of time to actually prepare our defense before the Soviets assault. So, we're going to see the setup of the defense first today, then in the next video, the initial attack of the Soviets. So it'll be interesting to see how things play out, and they're going to be attacking quite aggressively. We have a knocked out Panther over here, we have a knocked out Tiger over here, and there's going to be a lot to do. Now, one of the things I want to do first here is, I think this would be a good call. We have a Flak 88 here that has great coverage of this field to our left, but there's kind of a building in the way that might block us from seeing anything coming on the right side. So we're going to go ahead and level a building today. German Pioneer, I guess, makeshift Pioneer, given authorization to level a building here, this small farmhouse with the showers on the side. We're going to go ahead and see if we can level that with explosives. Maybe not, because maybe the mod won't model in destruction to the building, but hopefully the explosion levels that building to give that Flak 88 180 degrees of fire both left and right, and possibly behind us too, because hopefully the Soviets don't get behind us. Alright, we're going to take a lot of this time here to prepare, and let's go ahead and get all the mines that we can. We're primarily going to be using AT mines here for the start, and see if we can get all of our troops and whatnot on the line. Of course, there's plenty of MG 34s and 42s around. We'll set up those defenses last, but first and foremost is placing those mines, as they take the most amount of time. In the back, we also have vehicles, including a couple of motorcycles here, so let's go ahead and get zooming down the way. And it's going to be a nightmare to get all these troops down here with this narrow roadway, but we're going to try to keep them on the road just so they don't get stuck. There's so many trees and rocks around that I prefer them to just come through the village. Well, we'll probably spread them out here in a second. Alright, well, TNT looks ready to go, so let's go ahead and see if we can destroy this building. And it looks like we're ready to grab some more mines. Looks like there's medic bags in there too, so that's useful for saving our troops if needed. Let's switch over to our TNT. It's dynamite. Alright, there we go. And let's go ahead and see if we can get that ready to go. Now, of course, a lot of players will probably hate this, but this might be the best way to set up a defense. You know, going into slow motion is a fantastic way to actually, do all that you can. This, of course, is available for co-op as well, so it's a little easier with a friend assisting, as you can do things twice as fast. I don't understand why we need to go into the dive animation. That's one of the things that irks me the most. Just run away from the thing, dude. Cool guys don't look at explosion. Alright, so we can't level that building there, so that's one thing to note for our defense then, is that some of these buildings won't be destroyed, so we could probably put some sort of tank defenses around that to get them to go this way. We can now use it to our advantage as an object that we can defend with. Alright, so we have 4 mines here, 4 mines here. And if we can track these the Flak 88 can finish them off, no problem. Very good. Alright, we're going to go back and keep getting mines here. So we have Flak 88s, I think, in the middle, left, and right sections of our defense. And we also have, I think, a artillery gun and also a PaK 38 that's with us, too. So that should do wonders for us. Alright, so I'm assuming the Soviets are going to attack. I've not seen the attack, what it consists of yet, but I'm assuming they're going to attack probably with lots of tanks and infantry, not at the start, but infantry first, and then we'll start seeing T-34s. So we'll see kind of how it goes. We're going to block the road, too. Let's see, we have 3 AT mines here. So I see some pretty good areas where we defended before, but it looks like the Soviets knocked us out. PaK 40 there is completely destroyed. But we do have a position here we can defend, but it's probably going to immediately fall as we don't have much for defenses up here. But it could be a good AT position, but I'd prefer to defend up in the hills. So let's continue to call some troops over here. Anybody who can is going to place mines today. Alright, well, let's go ahead and get some troops deployed to the sides. Do we have troops inside these vehicles? We sure do. Alright, well, let's get our troops deployed. Get all of our troops out on the field here. Motorcycles are making their way up here now. Motorcycles are kind of useless for the defense. They're good for assaulting and scouting, but they're not very good at anything else, really. Maybe a defense, maybe for a little bit, but they immediately get popped by tanks. Okay, I don't see anything on this left side in terms of crates that we need to use. Those are extremely important. That's why they're given to us. You can see here that we've got a Flak 88 there and here. So we do have coverage on the left as well. So that's nice. I will send everybody here. We're going to grab some anti-personnel mines, too. Bouncing Bettys, I'm assuming, is what the Germans have the most of. This guy's probably not the best to choose because he has an MG42. We'll probably put him over here. But this guy may have some extra inventory space. Oh, looks like he has mostly ammunition. We're probably not going to use much of that. Is there another crate I can put these in? It looks like this is the only box. Okay, well, oh boy. Alright, well, we'll have to put him down here too. But there are some guys sitting around on the radio, so let's get them working. Alright, there we go. Yeah, these guys aren't, they're sitting on the radio, but they don't need to be there. It's, looks to be like a German command post. You see radios and such in there. Actually, I don't think we can use any of that. Some of these items are for decoration. These blue boxes here, for example, I can't open. There's nothing in them, and they're not interactable. It's just for the scene. Alright, let's get some more troops out here. So you can see our men starting to place mines. That's why it's very important to do these things in slow motion, because you need to be able to place the most amount of it. So remember, you can always do that with backspace. And with mines, the way I'm placing those too, where I'm spreading them out individually, is if you hold shift, you can pick exactly where they're placed. So it's a really good way to choose where you place your mines. That last mine's being placed still, so we'll wait for him to finish. So this is a good technique, too. For those of you who play Frontlines game mode, it is probably a really good idea to have somebody setting up a defense while another person is essentially setting up maybe perhaps like vehicles and such. So somebody can build all the mines and stuff like that while someone else buys vehicles. It's a very good idea. Some of our troops may even have shovels, too, which will allow us to dig foxholes or large trenches. Where's that crate again? Alright. So one thing we typically don't do in these episodes is we just get right into the attack for the excitement, but I thought I would slow it down for one, just to show the preparation. There's actually a lot of troops back here too, so we'll be bringing a lot of these soldiers to the front for obvious reasons. I mean, we need to fill it out with defenders as much as possible. We don't really seem to have a secondary defensive line. If we lose the hill, I guess there is at the village. I think the area we need to absolutely defend is right here, where we just were. So I think if this falls, we fail. But it's really not that great to lose the hill. It does appear that there are trenches, so there is a secondary defense, but it doesn't look that great. It's it's going to be very bad to lose those positions with the Flak 88s and such up there. I'm going to go ahead and continue to roll vehicles out one by one. Looks like the rest of our troops. Looks like SS actually coming out too. Both of those trucks seem to have them, so they'll take the left side. And let's get this gun detached. We can wheel this over here by hand. I'm going to go ahead and put this probably on the left side as We do have a flak 88 that's kind of overlooking the left side, but not overly important, I think, to have too much AT there aside from those two guns. For now, anyway. Could change at any moment. Alright, we're going to continue to get our troops up here for mines. And this is what happens when you're building yourself a defense like this. It takes a long time and a lot of dedication to make sure everything's set up correctly. Now, obviously the Soviets are going to bring a lot of tanks, so our mines are only going to be useful for maybe the first wave of the next defense. But if we happen to block a lot of their tanks with mines, and they can't shoot at us, it'll be a roadblock that'll block the rest of their tanks from coming through. So it might plug any holes in our defense with their own tanks. Looks good there.
Verstanden.
And another great idea, too, for those of you who like to play front lines, is anywhere that the enemy might have cover. Like, for example, here, you can put a ton of mines here. And so that way, when the AI comes up here to take cover, they're running right into a minefield that's next to cover. Devious, but it does work. Alright, let's go ahead and continue. I don't think the Soviets are going to come down the road. They're not stupid, so we'll have to just place mines anywhere where they might actually go. So we're just going to lay a thin minefield across the entirety of this line, and it should help us to set up our defenses in the back, too. We can also build some, what do you call them, hedgehogs? The heavy anti-tank defense. You can put those up to stop tanks, heavy vehicles from moving through. But I don't know if that's advisable. They take a long time to set up, and they can be easily destroyed by artillery. So if the enemy does assault with artillery, Katyusha, for example, ahead of time, we're going to be hurting a little bit. And I'm mostly afraid of Soviet tanks. The infantry, I think we can fight off rather easily. But the tanks, we're going to probably see KV-1s, IS-2s, possibly even maybe ISU-152s. Alright, there we go. Okay. I think we're going to need to lay down anti-personnel mines, too. We've got 11 minutes left in the actual setup. And I think this is halftime. So I think we'll see what happens here. But, yeah, I would never have this defense even halfway decent without that. Alright, let's go ahead and start placing some mines for personnel. Anywhere where the Soviets might take cover. Boy, there's a lot of places for them to take cover here. I don't really know a good place to put mines. Essentially what I want to do is put it where the tanks won't go and where the infantry will go. And there's really no telling where they may go, so let's just go ahead and start placing at random. There we go. It's sometimes better to put AT mines before AP mines so the tanks don't roll over the anti-personnel mines. Essentially, they won't do anything to a tank. They can destroy a light vehicle, but they won't track a tank or do any damage whatsoever. Alright, let's see. We're going to try to put some cover over here by the cover. Uh, 8, 9, 10... Alright, so if they move around that building, they're going to get destroyed. Okay, we've got 11 minutes left. Not really a lot of time at all, is it, to prepare this? If you think about it, our time is just burning away quickly. Initially, you get 15 minutes to set this up. So it's some good time, but not enough really for a full-scale defense to man all the positions that they give you. Let's start getting some of more of our vehicles up here. And I think what we'll do is we'll leave the light vehicles behind. I don't think you need to back up, dude. All you need to do is go forward. We'll leave some of these light vehicles here at the village. And then the tanks, I think we can move out, including the Tiger II there. Oh, medics, nice. Okay, let's keep them in the back. Medics are going to definitely be important here. Okay. This seems to... Oh, this is actually a... Oh, nice. It's the 7.5 centimeter anti-tank half-track. I think we'll leave half-tracks in the back. So So we'll leave them here for now. Actually, this one's full of troops, so we'll prepare a village defense just in case the Soviets somehow sneak around our defenses. And this truck does seem to have the ability to resupply, so the resupply is active here. And that's another nightmare for us, too, is getting our troops supply. It's a good idea to put supply trucks in low areas, so that way they don't get hit by a stray shell. Otherwise, obviously, they're just rolling explosives. And speaking of which, I actually see a problem over here. Oh, there's some more mines over here. Very nice. I do see a bit of a problem with that fuel truck sitting in town, if you haven't seen that already. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and continue to place down mines. Alright, we need to get that truck out of here. I think we had an extra person on our vehicle. So we had somebody riding on the back there. There we go. We do have an anti-aircraft gun here, so let's get that manned up. Oh, apparently that's destroyed. Oh, it is. Okay. Well, let's move the fuel truck then. I definitely don't want that near our defense. One shell to that and it's over. Alright, wow. That is an interesting driving tactic. Okay, well, I guess it works. Alright, with all these walls here, our vehicles need to figure out how to drive over there. Tanks can do it no problem. Alright, we need a place for the Tiger II. Where would the Tiger II be best placed? We have a Flak 88 here. I think, well, I want to put it somewhere where it has the most coverage, but I don't want to put it, well, maybe on the hill itself. Though I don't see a dugout for it or anything. So that's not going to be good. Left side might be good. But I don't see any perfect area for that. At this point, I'm going to call out some additional reinforcements. We do have armor that we can purchase. We can buy another Tiger II and put one on either side. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll put a Tiger II Henschel on the left and one on the right. And then we have access to another Tiger as well. The problem with regular AT guns such as the Pak-40 is we need to keep it supplied with like heavy ammunition. But actually, mortars might be the best thing for this scenario. Because we can continuously pound the advancing Soviets. Oh, actually, there's a good spot for mortars right up here. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll call up a... there we go. Maybe a good idea to do that from the start, but sometimes you don't know what you've got. Alright, so these troops in the back, I think I'm going to keep them nearby the... I think the... yeah, we're going to keep all these troops here in this trench just in case the Soviets somehow get around. Alright, let's start putting soldiers on machine guns and Flak 88s. How are you guys doing? Alright, let's get you both onto Flak 88s. I'm just checking to make sure they're not carrying any mines. Alright, let's get some of our soldiers onto those Flak 88s. Here's a group here. Okay, you guys are both riflemen. I definitely don't want to put a machine gunner, for example, on a Flak 88. That would be a bad idea. Alright, we do have more AT mines here, so let's go ahead and layer them down. And if anything, we're probably going to just track Soviet tanks. We're probably not going to get a lot of real destroyed tanks here. Looks like we're out of mines again. Alright, 10 minutes left in the setup. Now we're really starting to roll. I can hear the tanks rolling too. Alright, we got 3 with that, plus a Panzerfaust. Alright. So our Lee gun is approaching the right side. I think we could probably put that around the church somewhere there. Alright, let's get these troops into the trench. We'll spread them out a little bit later. Right now we're just divvying up who's going where. And then we'll get them into individual places soon. Alright, so the SS is holding the left flank, as it seems to be the more difficult to hold position, as our troops are a little bit more exposed. A lot less cover, so hopefully their training helps them. And let's get that vehicle over there. Alright, a Tiger II has arrived on the left side. Beautiful. Don't know if we'll need this or not, but we'll definitely put him on the line. There's really nowhere to put this vehicle at all. Oh, but we can actually put this, it's going to be interesting to put these down, but... Alright, I'll have the driver of that truck grab the MG-42. Alright, we've got a second tank. I'm just hesitant about driving around our defenses. I don't want to crush any of our defenses. Alright, let's get the Panthers moving. We're just going to get everything off that road now. Alright. So imagine doing this without, you know, sometimes when you watch me play and we have to build a defensive line in 15 minutes or 5 minutes or something like that, we can't do it in slow mode in multiplayers, so you have to know exactly what you're doing. So this is very good practice for anybody who wants to do it in real time, to know where to find stuff. It's always a good idea, too, to look around these maps as well ahead of time, so that way you know. Obviously, if we were the real defending force here, we would know where our supplies were and maybe what our plan was, fallback positions, that type of thing. We actually have some AT here, too. So that's a good situation for us. We got some medics here. I'm going to put a medic up this side. Still have a flak 88 there that needs to be manned. It's also a good idea not to put all your soldiers on the line at once, but to leave some nearby for when eventually some of them die. You can basically re-add to the line a little bit later. And we can do that here. This is a fairly decent defense, actually. Look at that. Alright, let's get some more troops deployed. I'm not going to end up, I think, defending this village too much. I'm putting all my hopes into the front line there. On the, oh, that's another SS soldier there. Putting all of our faith in this mountaintop defense. So hopefully it works. It's actually it's pretty elevated position. I'm pretty surprised by that. Alright, let's go over here. Alright, let's have these two grab that flak 88. We need to start making sure that we have all of our positions locked down now. Okay, rifleman here can go on the 34. And I think we could get some barbed wire down, but that usually gets destroyed pretty easily by tanks and artillery. So we're probably going to skip out on that. Just counting in my head there. Okay, more artillery. More mortars, more supplies. Let's go ahead and buy some more vehicles too. How much do we have in order? Oh, infantry is going to be extremely important. Let's go ahead and call out the more elite SS and infantry Wehrmacht there. Medics might be a good idea. Panzerschreck would be a good idea for the right side. We can actually call out a Pack 40 to the right side too. Oh, there's a few defensive positions here. And actually one of them seems good for a Pack 40. We might be able to sit our Pack 40 behind that. Seems like it's made more for infantry. But we can put a Pack 40 there too. Alright, what I'm thinking for this right side is with the Tiger II coming up here, we might be able to nudge him in somewhere around the church. We could actually park him right here and have nice defenses of the walls on either side. So let's get this gun detached. Let's get that ammunition up. We'll make this a ammunition point over here. Artillery piece. Get that manned. And the flak 88 here is about to be manned. We'll leave these guys over here for defense. They can ambush infantry. Oh, that's actually a machine gunner. Interesting terrain. We'll park our Tiger II that direction. And we'll start making sure everyone's back on the line. And grabbing supply. Alright, so I think the biggest problem, like usual, in Men of War Assault Squad 2 is going to be the ammunition. Ammunition is always a problem for infantry, especially on this line. We are lacking it. So we're going to have to make sure we do that. Bring up infantry munitions. I think our defenses in the center are the best so far. since we have a lot of gun coverage. Essentially, you probably want to put minefields where the enemy is more likely to try to bypass, but sometimes it can be good to put it right in front too, especially if you have a lower level that the enemy has to, you know, if your guns can't point down, gun depression can be depressing sometimes. Alright, let's go and place mines there. We're going to get infantry ammo up here then. Alright, let's man a Flak 88 there. We're spread out our defense at the HQ. Of course, we're not going to need to fill up this whole trench line. It's more of a fallback position for when infantry does eventually reach this position. Okay, Tiger 2, I would put that in a better position, but I really don't. There's not really a good spot for it, I think. Let's leave a Panther here, though. Let's send one over to this side. We'll switch it up and go to the opposite. There's actually ammunition crates here, too, that we could carry up to the front, but that does take some time. So I guess we'll... and I don't really feel like making half of our infantry squads on Amazon Prime delivery duty. But let's get these guys up into the trenches. Alright. Yeah, I don't really see a spot that I'd want to put the Tiger tanks or the any tank at all. Obviously, if the enemy can shoot up at us, that's a bad thing, because they can shoot then into the soft underbelly of the tank, and that could immediately spell a disaster for the tank. Or worse. Alright, Tiger 2 is going to come up here. Lee gun. Oh, this needs ammunition too. The Lee gun is essentially just an infantry gun. But it does have the ability to fire heat, so that can be a very good thing for us. High explosive anti-tank is what that stands for. And it's very good against really any sort of vehicle if you can get a nice hit off of them. Alright, additional medics pretty much everywhere. Fuel truck here, I just wanted that there for coverage. And we can also build... we can actually build sandbag defensive position. Oh, actually, wait. We'll just go over here. Perfect. Alright, Pack 38 over here. We need ammunition supply for that, too. I can't tell what types of supply these are. Infantry, heavy infantry. Okay, so you need to make sure that with heavy, you realize that's for tanks and guns, big guns, and infantry is for, obviously, infantry. Alright, we'll add some more layers to the town. I don't know if the Soviets are going to try to flank at all. So we do need to be mindful for that. Whoa! Sorry, boys. Yep. Sorry. Okay, somebody's dead. Sorry about that. You okay? Alright. So, one of our tank crewmen, oops, got ran over by a plane. Alright, let's see if our medics can assist. I didn't know he could actually run through that. I don't know if he can save him. He's trapped under this item here. He's trapped under that entity. I don't know if he can... That's alright. Well, our first casualty of the war is by the game's AI, where there's an item there, but... yeah, comedy. Alright, well, these guys are good defenders. They'll stay with the tank. I think we'll just put them on the wall. Actually, wait a minute. We can just put them up here. We'll spread them out when they get up there. Half of the battle is just getting the troops to the front. The other half is finding out where to put them. And I guess we'll... oh, actually, do we have a sniper? Oh, we sure do. Sharpshoots. Very nice. They actually might be the best to put up in the hill. Oh, and that's an AT soldier, too. Very nice. So we actually have some quality troops coming in with these tanks. AT and snipers. Fantastic. Alright. I think we'll just put them up here. The T-34s may try to come up the hill. They're usually the tanks that are the fastest, and they kind of try to go right in for an attack. I've seen this game enough to where I know where they're responding. And hopefully that medic's able to save that man. And we'll put just random troops around in the village just to space out our defenses. Okay, we need more infantry ammo up at the top. Mortars are arriving. The ammo that's in the back we can always bring up too. Actually, wait a minute. This mine and warfare didn't actually make it where it was supposed to. There we go. There's the second one. So we'll have 2 mortars working full time here. Okay. Some artillery piece here is ready to rock. I wonder if we... Only 24 rounds on that. Okay, we might want to start doing... Maybe it might be a good idea for some Amazon Prime deliveries now. The heavy ammunition's a little bit better because those positions are usually easier to get to. We'll have those 2 grab that crate. The troops can actually manually carry those up to the front. Alright, let's see if the medic can get in here now. Alright, spread out some of our defenses. So you can never do this enough. You can never... There's really no end to continuously building defense. You can continue to build layer upon layer and find where your weakness is, but there's no such thing as a perfect defense. So there's always going to be a gap somewhere. And then our troops can fall back to the trucks. It's good to leave the trucks in the back there. All right. Wow, there would have been like no time to prepare this defense at all. I'm really hoping that the enemy has a brutally difficult assault. I would hate to I would hate to build this so elaborately like this and then just have it kind of just be easy. We will be defending for an entirety of an hour though after this begins, so it's not going to be any sort of easy siege. The first usually in these types of defenses, there's the first 40 minutes are no problem easy. You can prepare for that with all the defenses, and then the last 20 minutes is absolute hell. All right, let's get troops back now. I think we've really set up a lot of our minefields the best we can. I'm going to try to bring some of these troops back and build it. I think the hedgehogs are going to be necessary on left and right side. Though I'm more confident about our defense on the left than the right side for whatever reason. So that green little dot there, I think if this general dies, that officer, then that's GG. So we can't let that happen. That's going to be our objective. Oh good, they can carry the ammo crate up here. Okay, good. Supply truck, where did... Oh, I guess... Wow, that's a long way for those troops to run, but that's really the only good cover here. I mean, it's nothing but farm fields or light buildings. Like, there's really not too much to it. Okay, let's get infantry spread out. There's really no right or wrong place for the infantry. So long as they're in the trench, you don't know where the enemy's coming from, really, aside from in front of you. So they'll be attacking from the south here soon. So I'm assuming they're heading from Budapest if we are 15 miles north. Oh, good, look at that. Both mortars made it. Fantastic. Let's get some more heavy ammo up here. Nice thing is once those ammo crates are delivered, they can be used. The infantry on that can be used. Alright, well there's a few other defensive positions out there. And we do need to spread out for possible artillery. Alright, let's see here. Yeah, we're just going to spread out whoever, wherever at this point. We just need a soldier pretty much every corridor where the enemy could attack. So the remainder of this now is going to be setting up infantry. There's only 6 minutes left, and that's valuable time to continue to place down mines. But at this point, we want to make sure, more importantly, instead of worrying about mines, now it's more important to make sure infantry is in every nook and cranny that they can be. In fact, we can even put troops in here to fire if they need to. Alright, let's see. Supply truck there, or fuel truck. Okay, SS on the left and right and center. Where's that? Wasn't I bringing ammunition to the left side? Where are these guys going? Up to the mortars? The mortars are already getting supply now. Let's bring something over for the 38. I have a feeling that might be either... usually the way the guns in this game work is either a flak 88 gets 700,000 kills or it's immediately destroyed, one of the two. There's nothing in between. Alright, let's smash through with our Tiger. Let's break that defense, man. No. Let's roll right through. Yeah. And again, remember this is slow motion, so everything takes a lot longer to move. Perfect. So I probably wouldn't have done this in slow motion if there was like a 20 to 30 minute defense, but these 1 hours can really be, oh boy, they can really get tough, especially with supply. That's really the biggest problem for the, usually it's the German defensive missions that you see, and the Germans are always running out of supply. They always need more. Alright, that looks good enough to me. Let's turn the tank to the left. Oh, nice. Look at that. He can fire right over the wall. Well, almost. Well, no, he can. This gun is just way too low. He wouldn't be firing down. We'd be firing ahead of us. There we go. Perfect. Alright, so not too bad. A little bit of the tank exposed, but, I mean, considering the situation, not bad at all. Alright, let's see. Mortars. We have 2 mortars set up and are covered by resupply with extra supply on the way. We're definitely going to need another ammo crate for that. We'll keep it in reserve, though. We got Panthers sitting around. Okay, we've got lots of points left to spend. I'm going to put most of my money into infantry, as I feel the tanks are going to be more than enough here. And we need to continue to spread. That's one of the things, too, that you really need to be mindful of, is to make sure that troops aren't too close together. One of the big mechanics in this game is that if a machine gun is firing, for example, on a trench position, the troops will get down. So if you have all the troops in the same position, they'll all get down together, which means that that trench is successfully suppressed, and then the enemy can swoop in with a grenade or you know, flamethrower or something and take you all out completely. I don't think I'm going to defend up here. I think that's way too far away from the main line. Those troops will just be immediately surrounded and enveloped. Let's get another medic up too. Alright, let's see. Everything looks great so far. I think we have a little extra time left here, 5-minute wise. Okay, let's see. We're just going to have to keep adding troops. Luckily, we don't have to do much in terms of, like, building a defense. We're building a defense by occupying structures and putting down mines and whatever else we can. But essentially, the digging of trenches has been completed. So that would be the biggest part. All right, what else should we call out for vehicles? We have about 200 points left. We have possible artillery that we can get. Infantry, I think, is the most important because they're going to constantly be killed and they'll be running back and forth. Let's go ahead and grab infantry ammunition. Go ahead and Amazon Prime that to the front. I think the Germans had something called Amazon Los back then. Right, let's get some more troops out. We're going to go ahead and put all these guys on delivery. Half-tracks aren't too useful. We'll just use them to plug holes at this point, given the tanks that we'll be facing. And I don't know what these guys are doing, but let's have them come over here too. We'll see if we can move the rest of those crates to the front. Lots to do. It may seem a little boring or uninteresting, but you'll see this come into play in future episodes, so you'll know, you'll see where I could have improved. But again, we don't know. I mean, are the T-34s going to come in here, heavy tanks here, and infantry here, or is it going to be a whole mix across? I mean, who knows what's waiting for us with the Soviet attack? It's going to be mixed, so there's no right or wrong answer, really. But it is kind of like it is a little bit of a puzzle. Actually, what is this over here? Oh, a machine gun there. See? You never have enough time to look at the battlefield. I would have missed half these guns. I would have never had time to place down mines. So that's what that slow-mo is there for. Essentially, what I'm looking for now is little white triangles on the map. Oh, there's a mine and werfer right there. Perfect. Two of those guys. See, you can miss anything. Let's put that guy on the... You know, actually, there might not be a way to get out of that pit with that mortar. So essentially, it might just have to stay there as a defensive structure. Or in the defensive structure. Alright, you guys have made it. Let's go ahead and spread out the rest of our troops here around the village. The enemy may make it in, so we need to make sure that they don't break through. I love the design. Whoever designed this map, look at that. Just really cool trenches and really awesome. All right, 4 minutes and 52 seconds left, which means about 8 minutes or so. I guess I'll just start throwing infantry wherever. All right, wow, you can even see these guys resupplying. Okay, infantry. We're going to go ahead and bring infantry supply over to the right side. We might be able to drop the crate right there at the entrance. What is that? Oh, a supply truck coming in? I think that's how we get points, actually, for our reinforcements. All right, infantry ammunition here. We're going to see if we can bring these guys up to the north on the hill. Los! Very good. Okay, well, this is pretty good. We've exhausted a majority of our points. Infantry are in defensive positions wherever we can muster. We have AT mixed in with infantry at every corner. Oh, no. We still got a guy down, though. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Can you get in there? Oh, the AIS pathing's probably not going to let him in there. The only way we could get to him is probably bringing a tank over. And pushing it out of the way. Where's this going? Oh, right. There we go. Wow, still setting up defenses even with minutes to spare. We could tow these up to the front with the half-tracks, but sometimes they just are a nightmare to get into position. Alright, we'll leave this as a reservist trench. And when we take losses, we'll take them from here and bring them to the front. Alright, Tiger 2 is in a great position for long-range firing. We have the Panther to back it up at a closer range. Maybe we should mix that up, but I think the other one has a little longer longevity. Alright, ammunition crates are arriving. Panthers here. Let's go ahead and move that around. We'll put them over here. Uh-oh, I think the AT gun's going to suffer the same fate. It's going to try to push through the wing. Alright, there we go. Alright, more supply is starting to come in now, so we'll get points for that. Let's get this soldier on the... Get on that box, my man. Infantry ammunition. We're going to bring that up to here. There we go. That's backup heavy ammo, right? Yep. And let's see. Final heavy ammo. I think we'll bring that over here for the tanks to resupply if needed. I don't think the trucks carry heavy ammo for tanks, do they? They might be able to resupply a tank. I'm not sure. Okay, let's see. Well, everything's looking good. Infantry is spread out for most of the part. I don't see any infantry on the front line. 4 minutes remaining. We'll spend the rest of our time then just bringing up vehicles and getting things into final positioning. Yeah, let's bring this tank over here. There we go. Oh, maybe I'll put the P.A.C. over there. Actually, might be able to... no, that's too narrow of a firing vector there. Okay, we can spread these guys out too, but these are just small, little, tiny non-necessities at this point. Okay, let's go ahead and speed up time. We got 4 minutes left. For those of you who suffered through the unbearable sluggishness, this is now going to seem like turbo. This is actual speed of the game. And now it feels infinitely faster. If you play the game in slow motion all the time, you'll probably be a lot better at doing things faster, I think. It makes sense that somebody might be a little more skilled at knowing where to click and whatnot. I don't know. What is this? Oh, more heavy ammo? Oh, you're not even in the right spot. Let's bring you over here. There we go. Those were the guys who were going to deliver the ammo for the P.A.C. Oh, man. Good luck finding your way through that. Wait, oh, that's infantry ammo? Yep, that's where I want it. Good. Alright, boy, this is going to be a mess with ammo. These half-tracks here, they're basically going to be worthless for the time being, because I think they're going to get hit by tanks if we put them on the front line. But I can bring one to the left to support the SS troops there. In fact, I'm going to bring both to the left, because there's a little bit more territory to defend. Let's throw you into the trench. This is actually an anti-tank gun here. So I'll put that somewhere nearby. And we'll keep the light vehicles in the town for machine guns, in case infantry breaks through. Alright, well this has been a very, very long episode. A 15-minute defense. That one slowed down. Took about 45 to set up. So I'm grateful for the extra time to do that. Because now we're going to see a lot more intuitive, really an intricate defense now instead of just some mines with time against us. Well, we got a lot of troops. There we go. That's a lot of reservists there. Alright, let's get a little closer to the gun. The last thing is to try to make sure everything's perfect in terms of getting all the ammunition nearby. That's infantry ammo, so anybody who's out of infantry ammo can come on back. I think we're going to have a big problem with a lot of that, so let's call up more infantry ammo. And are we supplying that artillery gun? Ah, that's where that's trying to go. Let's see if we can manually drive this up here. Alright, 1 minute and 30 seconds left. I don't think the truck here I was trying to park back there to keep it hidden. But let's see if these guys can get up there. I wonder if we can carry this into the trench. So for the AI's incompetence too, it sometimes helps to help out your planning by doing it yourself in slow-mo. See if I can back it in. Seems to actually be resupplying the gun. Oh, there we go. And that's definitely hitting the gun. Perfect. Alright, you two on defense. Make sure you guys defend that gun. Actually, maybe it might be a good idea to get the Panzerfaust off there. Okay, 30 seconds to the Soviet attack. Fantastic. Well, this is one hell of a defensive line. Okay, any other points that we get will be coming in from trucks that will arrive from down here. We do have enough for a Tiger now. Tiger Offs E or a Panther G. Actually, might be better to call out another Panther, but I guess we'll save up points until we take losses, and then we'll just, wherever we take losses, that'll be that. Alright, everyone, the Soviet assault begins now. I will see you all in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button, and I will see you for the main assault. Let's see how our defense works. Here they come. I'll see you all next time.